Welcome back to the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History, where we're going to give you 5 minutes to check out antique treasures. Today we have some items that came from pickers. Now, whenever you get a chance to buy things from antique dealers, you might want to know that their collections themselves are astronomical. So I found that if they ever have any pet items, they won't tell me about them because they don't want me to bug them too much. But I did find a couple things that I was able to buy from pickers that was from their own collection. And I'll see you why the items that come from pickers are pretty phenomenal. So this was Puvlex Flea Powder. And here's a later can of Puvlex Flea Powder. I know my friend Chuck is going to be mad that I picked it up with my bare hands because it doesn't have any DDT, but it does have methanol, gamma insor of benzyl hydrochloride, and some other stuff I can't pronounce. But the inert ingredient's 97%. But this has got to be this is probably 1960s. That is 1930s or 1940s. And for that to survive that long, you know, almost 100 years if it's 1930s, is just amazing to me. And you've got all different kinds of animals on there. You've got canary birds, which they made this for. You've got boar's eyes, which were really famous back then. You hardly see them anymore. You've got Scotty Terriers. You've got all kinds of stuff. And it says money back guarantee. Has Percy Reeves is the one who drew this. And I think he's a very famous illustrator for pets, actually. And that's one of the early containers from the 20s or 30s that Puvlex had. So I was just amazed. This was really a beautiful piece. And again, you got the cat over on this side. And that's this. So now I've got another one that I want to show you that came from a little cowboy auction. And this gets into folk art. So this is a Byron Aquarium, Goldfish and Supplies. If any of you have ever heard of this, please send us an email. And, you know, this is just a painted wood sign. So how do you know if these things are original? Well, you don't, unless they have provenance. You know, in other words, unless they that family goes back 2 or 3 generations, they had a pet shop, they have a whole slew of pictures of the store, and they have the history, and they can give you what looks like a real history. But if they do have photographs, and if it is in their family, then that's a good provenance. Otherwise, it's just a painted sign. I think it's original because it just looks original to me. I can kind of tell when a sign's been faked, and this doesn't look fake to me. But that's not the good one. The good one is this one. Tropical fish and goldfish sold here in Rear. Now, this is old, and this belonged to a picker antique dealer out of Las Vegas. She had it in her house for years and years and years, finally decided to sell it, and she put it up for sale for $3,000. I asked her, you know, do you have provenance on it? And she said, what's that? I said, you know, do you have any history that can really point this back to like the 1920s? Because it looks 1920s to me. She said, no. And I said, well, then it's not worth that kind of money. So we got it for, of course, less money. And I would love to know if anyone has any indication of where this sign came from. That'd be wonderful. But the paint's crackling. It's painted over another sign because you could see shadowing of the other sign. And the frame is, of course, worn. So it's got all the indications that it is absolutely a real vintage folk art tropical fish and goldfish sign. To fake something like this, you'd have to have an old board that was painted over. I mean, the chances are pretty slim. And it's got the crackling going on it too. That's something that you just can't do. You can't fake that. So in any case, this thing is absolutely spectacular, and I can't wait to hang this up in the new museum, which we hope to have open in 2027, which is only a few years away. All right, so that's all we have for you this week, and I hope to see you again next week for another 5-minute video. Thanks, folks. Bye.